to this morning's network show. Welcome to Dr. James' Small Business Show. This morning's network show. Welcome to Dr. James' Small Business Show. This morning's network show. Welcome to Dr. James' Small Business Show.
Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network with co-hosts Brittany Wise and Carol Harper Poe. How you guys doing today?
Fabulous, Dr. James. How are you?
In the house.
All right, our expert practitioner, Miss Carla Murphy. How you doing, Miss Carla?
Hello, all is well, thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. And we have our event expert flight attendant, Miss Tanya. How are you?
Wonderful, Dr. James.
That's what I'm talking about. We have our jewelry expert, Miss Carl Steen. How you doing, Miss Carl Steen?
Doing fine, Dr. James. Doing great.
Man, and we have, last but not least, we have our delivery courier expert, Mr. Sonny. How you doing, Mr. Sonny?
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope all is well. You can only win the race. God's grace.
That's what I'm talking about. I love it. How sweet it is.
Look, I was anticipating
That's
Mr.
right.
Sonny's quote for the day.
I was waiting on that, too. Well, let's start this thing off. We're starting with Miss Brittany here. We're going to talk about Black Wall Street, right?
Yeah, so, this is a heavy subject for me.
And branding.
I'm just going to touch a little bit on branding.
Okay.
Because I bought me some shoes, and this is the power of branding.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Mismatched shoes.
Okay.
And apparently branding is so powerful that you can sell anything to anybody.
Really?
And when they like it enough, they'll buy it. Because I just bought a pair of mismatched shoes for the first time and spent $100 on them.
Oh, man. That's something.
When we used to wear mismatched shoes as kids.
Right.
And get made fun of. Now we spend...
Oh,
anyway, so yeah, Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street, if you don't know, as far as the history goes, Tulsa, Oklahoma was known as Black Wall Street in the 1920s.
Okay.
And during this time, if you think of anything that makes a community, the bank, the grocery store, the fashion stores, the airport, everything is black owned.
Right.
All these things, they make your community a community.
Right.
But in Black Wall Street community, everything is black owned.
Oh, okay.
So all these businesses are black owned, which means the money is circulating through this community.
Okay.
So Tulsa, Oklahoma was known as the affluent community, black owned community.
Okay.
They were known as Black Wall Street. Now there were several Black Wall Streets across the nation, but Tulsa was one of the most prominent.
Okay.
The Gap Band, GAP, those were the three streets, Green Archer and Pine. Those were the three streets that was made up of Black Wall Street.
Okay.
Well, in 1921, the community was bombed.
Really?
And they killed about 3,000 people.
Dang.
and wiped it out. And of course, a lot of people say it was government influenced. A gentleman walked into a hotel, a black gentleman, and they say he whistled at a white lady.
Okay.
So that was their ammunition to bomb the community.
Oh, man.
Well, this year marks 100 years of that bombing.
Right.
So Tulsa, Oklahoma is doing centennial memorial celebration type event, and they're starting today and leading all the way up to Juneteenth,
Gotcha.
June 19th.
Gotcha.
So it's something going on consistently for business owners, for anybody, entertainers. They're having block parties, and ABC World News is actually in Tulsa doing footage. And so it's a really big deal.
And this event is when again?
It starts today, May.
Okay.
But they have so much different stuff going on leading up to Juneteenth, June 19th. They'll have a parade, block parties, lots of entertainment. So it's an opportunity for those that are entrepreneurs to make money in whatever you do. Just getting involved in the whole experience. So Tulsa is trying to become a tourist town. You know, there's not really anything in Tulsa because of a lot of stuff, a lot of reasons why. I don't want to go too deep into history. Right. But they were known as the Black Wall Street of the nation.
Powerful. So let's switch gears into Ultimate Dance Workshop. What is it all about?
Yes, this is my event that I'm doing.
This is your baby, right?
Yeah, this is me. Wise Moves Dance presents the Ultimate Dance Workshop. We have different types of dance for anybody and everybody. Line dancing, jazz dance, hip hop, fitness dance, like anything you can think of, Afro beats, anything you can think of in the dance world will be at this workshop. We'll have vendors and everything.
Well, I want to ask Miss Tanya, what kind of dancing can you do? I'm just curious. What kind of dancing can you do, Miss Tanya?
What type of dancing?
Yeah.
Well, I've been known to salsa dance. I've been a salsa dancer for almost 20 years. I do competitions with salsa and merengue.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
That is awesome, man. That is how sweet it is. That's nice. Okay. So, Miss Brittany, who's coming?
Well, I'm excited because I got some professional heavy hitters that are coming to the event, starting with Gladys Johnson, Grooving with Gladys.
Okay.
She's a professional dancer. She's been in Will Smith videos, Black Eyed Peas videos. She's a choreographer for the Curvy Queens of Dallas dance team.
Okay.
So she'll be there gracing us with some hip-hop routines. I got Miss P. She's a line dance connoisseur. Okay. She has 3 viral line dances. She was coined by the New Orleans Saints as the New Orleans Saints #1 fan.
Oh, awesome.
They told her she's the #1 fan.
That's
awesome. She has 3 line dances that are viral that I call a black and gold line dance that's specifically for the New Orleans Saints. And they specifically reach out to her every year they make the playoffs.
Right.
And ask her to, do a video just for the New Orleans Saints and do the line dancing. So she's going to be line dancing with us.
Right.
And then, of course, I got Mr. Andrew Jones, the Brutes.
Okay.
From the Brutes brothers.
Okay.
Dance Fever. He's coming all the way from California. He's a professional bodybuilder, professional dancer.
Okay.
He's been all over the world dancing. So he's going to be gracing us at the Ultimate Dance Workshop. You can pick up your tickets on Eventbrite, wisemovesdance.com. $20 to get in. We have vendor booths available. $50 for a vendor booth. Holla at me.
Heavy hitters. Heavy hitters. Well, speaking of heavy hitters, Ms. Brittany, I know you had some questions to ask Ms. Carol about the new book release.
Oh, but before I go on, I want to make sure I give a shout out to my 2 May babies. I got 2 kids that were born in the month of May, so May is a busy month for me.
Well, happy birthday.
Son, Nick, is turning 11 on May 7th.
Okay.
And my daughter Sabra is turning 9. I'm saying the wrong age. Lord have mercy. She's turning 9 on May 20th.
Happy early birthday. That's what I'm talking about.
2 May babies.
Yeah, happy birthday, Nick and
Sabra.
Love it.
But Miss Carol, since I was a mother, like I was leaving the hospital with my son on Mother's Day. I know you got a book that's specifically for mothers, talking about a mother's love, and that's a different kind of love that most of us can't seem to shake, regardless of how old or young we are with our mothers. So talk about your new book release.
All right, thank you, Miss Brittany. I want to just give a shout out to all my co-hosts and partners and everybody's on the line today and the listeners. This book, it was birthed in me. My mom passed away in January of this year. So basically, I'm just going to read something quick, and then I'll get into the other information. Okay. Basically, this is a poem from the life of a damaged person. It says, "A mother's love. A mother's love is from above. A mother's love is first real and pure. A mother's love is so deep for her child. A mother's love will never be forgotten. A mother's love will never end, no matter what. A mother's love sometimes will be tiresome. A mother's love will be taken for granted. A mother's love will never end. But one thing that I know for sure, you can count on a mother's love, just like we can count on," y'all ready for this?
Ready.
"Jesus when all else fails."
Love it.
Now that is a quote from the book,
Okay.
A Mother's Love, from the author, which is Carol D. Harper.
Nice.
So basically, this is just a book that was birthed, and it's a Mother's Day gift. If you got, I know for all of y'all that want to be mothers, gonna be mothers, have mothers done passed on, this is definitely gift to get on Mother's Day on May 9th. All right?
Nice. Nice.
So where and how can we get it?
All right. Thank you, Miss Brittany. Of course, you can always get it from me. You can call me at 469-643-6498, or you can Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, okay, and YouTube, and Amazon.com. You can get it in Kindle. It's going to be on Audible. You can listen to it on Audible. If you drive it down the street, you can listen to it on your phone. You can download it on your laptop, computers, because this is a technology age. So basically, that is where you can get it at, Miss Brittany.
Okay, awesome. So you selling books on TikTok? Look, I dance on TikTok. It's Carol selling books on TikTok. Look. Definitely. For all those that have TikTok, you can go there and see some of the books and stuff. I have videos and stuff on TikTok. It's a branding. You know what? Just letting everybody know what you have out there. Gotcha. Okay.
Awesome. How sweet it is.
Oh, thank you.
Man, we're getting ready to move into police attitude with business, and we're going to talk about that next.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. James, host of Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network, broadcasting live each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. from Fishbowl Radio Network Studios at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Log on to hear us talk about and feature small businesses and the life of a small business, the struggles, the triumphs, the daily operation, the grind of starting and running a small business. So be sure to log on each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. to catch Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Let's jump in.
Hello. It is Carol Harper Poe of Carol's Publishing Company, the founder, CEO of Carol's Publishing Company. My phone number is 469-643-6498. My email is POWECAROL311@gmail.com. My website is www.cdhboutique.com. That is CDH Boutique, BOUTIQUE.com. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and now TikTok. TikTok is Carol Poe, and all the rest of them is Carol Harper, or Carol Harper Poe. My YouTube is Carol's Publishing Company. My company Facebook is Carol's Publishing Company. Also, 2 podcasts merged together. That's on Anchor.com and all the other sites that you want to hear us on. You're welcome to it. Now, Reinstitute just ran a special. It's over with, but it's still out there on Amazon.com under Carol D. Harper. Search Carol D. Harper because it's a lot of Carol Harpers. Don't forget to put the D in it. Reinstitute is just a book to say, hey, I can start again. I can be made whole again. Whatever tried to take me out, I'm here to rebuild myself in my mind, heart, and soul. Whatever tried to take you out. Reinstitute. This is a book to help you to jumpstart that starting all over again. I have a big book series of spiritual warfare, 1, 2, and 3. You can get them all separate if you like, but you get them all in one book. They're all combined in one book on Amazon.com. Now, you're thinking about writing a book? You want to write a book, or you don't know where to start? Come see us, Carol's Publishing Company. You want to be on my podcast? Come see us. Your message matters. Till the next time, Carol Publishing Company.
Man, it does matter. It does matter. We are back, baby. Globe Life Park, Arlington, Texas. Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. I know that Miss Carol wanted to talk about police attitude with business. I know you had some questions for me, Miss Carol. Let's spit it out.
All right, let's spit it on out there, huh, Dr. James? Let's do it. Let's rock with it. Question number 1, I'm going to ask you particularly, what is your experience with police, personal, and business?
Okay, so personal-wise, it seems like how you look matters. When I was younger, I remember I was leaving a Sears one time, and I had on a suit, but you really couldn't see me because of the tint and the tires I had on my I had a Jeep, but I had some tires that was real wide. Back then, tires could be wider than the car. You know, that was in style back then. And I guess a cop pulled me over and assumed who I may be, because when I got out of the car, he said, "Get out of the car," like he was finna pull his gun. So I remember getting out, probably was 18, 19 or something like that. And I remember getting out and I had it on a suit. Well, I remember he looked me up and down, and this was a Caucasian officer. And he looked me up and down, and then he said, "Oh, I made a mistake. You have a good day." And at first, I didn't quite understand what happened, and he just got in the car and left. And I started driving. Okay, well, good. I kept thinking, and then I came to the conclusion, maybe because I had on a suit, it changed his mind. He thought about, oh, I don't want to be sued. So. On the other hand, I remember back then just dressed normal, and I remember being pulled over, and I was on the side of the road for 30 minutes, and he wanted to check my car, and all that stuff. So a lot of times it depends on sometimes how you look, and you wish it wouldn't, but that's how that goes. Now business, especially if you have signs on your vehicle, I found a big perk in that. I mean, there's numerous times through the years, in the last 8 years, I've been pulled over in my business vehicle that has signs on it. And I remember 2 times. One, I remember going down Buckner, and Buckner has a speed trap where it starts at 45 or something, and it dips to 35, and you don't quite know. And I remember back then, when I first got here, maybe 14 years ago, I didn't quite understand when I saw cops standing out of the car pointing at you, making you pull over. I'd never seen that before. And when I saw in front of me, I saw him pointing at the car in front of me and like move over, kind of like that. But when he looked at me, he pointed, but then I saw him squinch his eye and looked at my vehicle and read the signs, and he just said, "Slow down," with his hands. And I'm like, okay. Wow. And I said, "Dog, my vehicle just saved me." So one more time, I was leaving Arlington. This was last year, and I'd really made a big mistake. I was taking a left. I was on the phone with a customer. I didn't pay attention to the light turning red. It turned red before I turned, and I turned anyway. I said, "Oops, I turned." It was a cop right behind me. I didn't know it. He just whoop, whoop, whoop. I said, "Oh my God." I said, "I can't lie on nothing. This is a ticket." I pulled over, and this was a a Caucasian cop as well. He got out the car. I'm just waiting on him to trip. He said, "Now, sir, how are you going to get to your next location if you're dead? I mean, what if a car hits you?" I said, "You right, officer. I'm sorry. I was just trying to get, I'm sorry." He said, "Listen, just slow down, okay, buddy?" And he just turned around and left. I'm like, wait a minute. I just read a lot. Oh, God, thank you. So I believe if you're a business and they know you're a business, then I think they're taught, and my uncle that is a part of the police department, he told me that they teach that. You know, a lot of times they'll say if it's a business and and they're just a little over or this or that, don't try to give them a break unless they're in the school zone. Mm-hmm. School zone, there is no break. So I just want to give you that.
Well, it reminds me of American Gangster when he always kept a low profile.
Right.
And then the one day he had the mink coat on or whatever, and the cops started harassing him after that.
Right.
Because the way, like, wait a minute, you got that big $50,000 coat.
Right.
You ain't no regular. What's going on? So they started
right.
asking all these questions and started harassing him.
Man.
Yeah, you got to. Unfortunately, the way we look plays a major part in the law enforcement.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you guys for all of that. That was awesome, Dr. James, with your experience with the police, with personal and business. How do we deal with the bad apples in the police department, Dr. James?
Well, I think what happened with Derek Chauvin getting charged on all counts. So the sad part is he won't get what some people get. He could get up to 75 years. Which most would have probably gotten 50, and he hadn't been sentenced yet, but he's probably going to get a total of about 30, which you think that's a lot, but he's going to serve 15 if he gets 30. So 15 is really not enough for what he did, but 15 is a long time still. He's 40-some, so he'll be nearly 60. If he's, again, we're just saying what. Kind of what we think. But the only way to weed out bad apples is to convict when they do bad things like this.
But
Absolutely.
they still serve federal time.
Right.
And federal prisons are nothing like
real. Right. They're gonna.
They get
like
golf
gravy.
courses and.
It's like gravy, right?
Okay. Our tax dollars at work.
Yes. All right, we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to talk about developing a growth mindset in business, Dr. Jane. How do we do that? How do we develop
Listen to my gun smoke. So, how to develop a growth mindset in business? Well, to develop it, meaning you have to always think about how to grow. One aspect of kind of whatever you're doing as pertains to, it doesn't matter what you do. How do you grow? What's the growth pattern of whatever you're doing? If you're going to be selling food, right? And let's say that you start selling 40 plates a day. Let's say it's 40 plates at $10. So, of course, that's going to be $400 minus what you spent was probably 100 and some, 150 maybe. So, his profit would be $250, right? So if you stay like that, and of course that's okay if you want to stay with $250, and you obviously you may have 2 great days and then a couple of subpar days. So if you make $700-800, that's still some pretty good money, But if you want to grow, then you have to think. I always continually think, how do I turn 40 plates into 80, and how can I handle that? Well, that means you need to hire someone. It doesn't matter who, your kids, your sister, your brother, that maybe they just want a little money, or maybe you do need to hire. But how do you turn 40 into 80? How do you turn 80 into 120? How do you do? That's how you grow. And if you don't think about that and you want to do it all yourself, like I was a victim of when I was in my early 20s, I tried to do everything myself. Well, if you do it yourself, it's going to be done right, but you will not grow. So, yeah, I think that's a great topic right there.
Okay, thank you, Dr. James. What percentage should you be accountable for in your business?
What percentage should you be accountable for in your business? So I believe that obviously if you're a one-man show, then you're responsible for 100% of it. But if you're able to hire people, and let's say you have 10 people working for you, then I believe that you should be at least 75% accountable, meaning there's going to always be a portion that you can't control. But having said that, I say 75%. I'm talking more about the inner workings of it. But as far as the end game of it, you're still going to be 100% accountable for your business, because if somebody that you hired is not doing what you need done, then it's going to be a bad reflection on you. So you're totally 100% accountable for that, if you can get what I mean. So,
yes, Dr. James, thank you for that.
You got it. And just, having said that, we're going to move into our expert practitioner, Miss Carla, all the way from Buffalo, New York. Miss Carla, business bank accounts. What is a business bank account?
Well, thank you for asking, Dr. James. Some common business accounts include checking accounts, saving accounts, credit card accounts, and merchant account services. Merchant services accounts, they allow you to accept credit and debit card transactions from your customers. And you can open a business bank account once you have a federal EIN number. And in some instances, if you're a sole proprietor, then you can utilize your Social Security number in place of the EIN.
Okay. Awesome. So why is having a business bank account important?
It helps you to have clean and accurate bookkeeping. You can prove that your business is not a hobby. It helps you to separate accounts that are required, particularly for incorporated businesses. It's a clear audit trail for the IRS, and it shows your level of professionalism.
Well, let's talk about taking breaks. Should entrepreneurs take breaks?
Well, entrepreneurs should take breaks. They typically work longer hours than most people, which can hamper their productivity in the long run if they don't stop to take a break. Taking a break helps you to return to work revitalized and refocused.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So how do you take a break from business, Miss Carla?
Well, I take a break by going shopping and traveling and just relaxing, reading books as well. People have to kind of figure out how long of a break they need to take. And before you can plan for a break, you need to figure out how long you will be away from your business. Once you do that, it's important to communicate that to your customers, automate when you can, actually take a break, and set yourself up for success by moving forward once you are rejuvenated from the break.
Great. That is awesome. That's awesome. Well, after this commercial break, we're going to move into a topic of COVID, and we'll talk about that next.
Hello, I am Dr. James, founder and CEO of MBC Global Enterprises. I want to show you my black card. This is a black card that not only can you use for your personal gain, but you can make money from it. We're talking about monthly residual income. You can make money from it. But again, this is a black card, a MasterCard for your personal gain and to make money from it monthly, residually, and leveraged income. I'd love to tell you more about it. Ask me how. We're looking forward to helping you get one. Have a great day.
Think I need you more than let you know I'm important. Tell me this means more than nothing. All you see is black roses. Could have been, but that's hoping. No, I asked for something more than yours. All you see is black roses. Could have been, but that's hoping. For something more than yours.
All right, guys, we're back. Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Park. We're ready to get into COVID-19 with our jury expert, Ms. Carlstein. Ms. Carlstein, how are you doing?
Doing fine, Dr. James, doing just fine.
So what are some COVID's effects on our lives, which I know that you have some personal experience with this, so explain that.
Okay. COVID is very devastating to the body. It has a wide range of symptoms, and they are fever, dry cough, tiredness, shortness of breath, muscle aches, chills, all those things that you might associate with a cold can also be associated with COVID. The only difference is sometimes you will have that loss of taste or smell, or you have diarrhea. And then you know it's not just a common cold. But COVID attaches itself. It has a spiky surface. I don't know if you've seen it on the commercials, but they'll show it, and it has these little spikes all around the ball. And what they do is they stick to the surface of the proteins and receptors on the healthy cells in your body, especially the lungs. And they can stay there in the lungs 5 to 8 days, causing shortness of breath, something that they call dyspnea. It causes ARDS, which is acute respiratory distress symptoms. And this can lead to a lung infection or pneumonia. And I got to tell you that COVID has been especially devastating in the black community. It has taken more lives because for many of us, we don't go to the doctor enough. Some of us think we have a cold when it's really not a cold, and it's COVID. But the symptoms are also different for each person. Some people have mild symptoms. Others have to be hospitalized. So you never really know. But one thing you do know is that it is a deadly disease. It will take you away.
Man, that is scary. That is scary. So has COVID-19 affected the C&D Jury Company?
COVID-19 has been devastating on the C&D Jewelry Company because my partner D has COVID. And we don't know what the prognosis is for it after he gets out of the hospital. But I can tell you, it's been devastating on his body. He still can't breathe well without oxygen. I will tell you that it will sap your strength so that you may not even be able to walk anymore until you have some physical therapy. This COVID affects many of us, and it's going to affect our families if we don't get ourselves vaccinated. Do yourself a favor. Know your history, but don't be a part of the history. I mean the bad history, where you pass away.
I got you. So let's talk about turquoise. Are there symbol and healing properties of turquoise?
Oh boy, had I known. It cannot cure COVID, but it has been known to help a person if they are sick. It says that the stone will turn a pale color of the wearer if the wearer is not well. So people who like turquoise out there, wear it next to your skin and look at it. It goes from a bluish green to a green color. They even have colors of purple turquoise, but each of them should be able to turn a paler color if the wearer is not doing well. It is a symbol of generosity, sincerity, and affection, and it is thought to preserve friendship and make friends of your enemies. It can bring good luck if it is given, not bought. So you want to do your friend a favor? Make sure you buy him a piece of turquoise. Turquoise is found all around the world, but the most prominent place is Iran.
Wow, that's
Did
awesome.
you know that?
No, I didn't know that. Actually, I like turquoise. That's one of my favorite colors. So
It is a marvelous stone.
So, Ms. Karstine, does your organization C&D use turquoise, and are there different colors of
Yes.
turquoise?
Yes, we do use turquoise. In fact, that's one of my favorite gems to use, turquoise and pearls. I really love that combination together, so you'll see me use that quite frequently in some of my pieces. But I do change it up somewhat and use turquoise with other things besides pearls. But pearls have a way of bringing out that color of the turquoise that is just extraordinary, and I find those two together very nice.
Awesome. We are going to move on now to our event planning expert, flight attendant, Miss Tanya. Miss Tanya, how are you doing right now?
I'm doing great, Dr. James. Thank you.
So let's talk about event planning and catering. How long have you been an event planner and caterer?
Well, I've been licensed in the state of Delaware since 2011, Dr. James.
Awesome. What's the best part of your job and mission?
Well, I like to say, Dr. James, that being a believer, I do service with a spirit of excellence. So that's definitely my mission. The best part is seeing that everyone is totally happy, pleased, and made whole through what I can bring to the table for as detailing, catering itself, and being all-encompassing.
Got you. So let's talk about being a flight attendant. How has COVID-19 affected the normalcy of flying?
Well, basically, the normalcy has left. Lots of policy procedures in place. Definitely a new way of flying, new way of travel, a new way of how we have to deal with just being healthy all the way around for all of our employees and also the passengers to feel safe and secure and protected. Basically, they're in place, the policies in place to protect and feel safe. So definitely it's a new way of travel for everyone. But I do believe that it's for the best, for the public, and I hope some things definitely remain in place as far as the cleanliness of everything and the productivity.
Awesome. So how are customers responding to new airline policy procedures?
Well, it's challenging. It's challenging, but I believe that for everyone's safety, it makes an all better travel experience. They understand the importance of it and how every lives matter. The value of everyone's life is very much at hand. So it's challenging, but I believe that people are inclined to do better and to know better. And as more and more of the COVID cases come out and how people are surviving, the survival rate is really high. So people are getting on board with that.
Got you. Man, that is, yeah, that COVID is something. And on the airlines, now we see how things work a little bit more. Having said that, we're going to switch gears to Mr. Sonny, our delivery courier expert. We'll get into something that I'm sure that we all know about, and that's debt. D-E-B-T, debt. Is it a good thing to stay in debt, Mr. Sonny?
Now, see, I'm telling you, some people would say yes, because I mean, when I was going to school, people were like, well, you're going to be in debt till you die, whatnot, and then say, like, if you owe someone money, say, they'll never be broke because you got to pay them the money. But as I've been, my 45 years of living, I say no, because it has a lot of setbacks, and everyone knows that we're not getting any younger, so it's not for us to leave a bill behind when we pass from our family or children or whatnot. So it's good to get out of debt. That's what I say. I say it's good to get out of debt because I've seen it in the purchase of my first home. I've seen it in making purchases of vehicles, and it gives you a better standing. And also, for me, I feel greater for financial support to be more finance savvy and to budget better.
So why do people settle to stay in debt?
I think people settle to stay in debt because it's like they're how can I say it? They're content. They're content with hey, just like being on a job. I've been on a job for this X amount of years. And, hey, I'm high as I can go, but there's always room for opportunity. And I didn't see it till like after. I'll just use my prime example of testimony is that I was always like, oh, I'm old this, I'm old that. I got to raise my children and that. But one trip out to Denton for a house, a guy told me get a credit card, put $200 on it, pay this, your credit score went up. Less than a month and a half, my credit score jumped up like 200 points, and that propelled me to get prepared to get approved for a loan for a house later down the line. So I mean, sometimes some people just study to be stagnant. That's why I say it's a must. It's a must that we don't settle for being stagnant or being content, because there's so much great opportunity. And it's like once we get there, once we present, we're like, hey, what was holding us up? And pretty much the thing that's holding us up is the people that we see in the mirror, the person that we see in the mirror.
Got you. So let's talk about truth. Let's talk about, is it still relevant? Oh, well, wait a minute. Miss Carol wants to touch on debt. Come on, Miss Carol. Tell us a little something about debt.
Yeah, I want to touch on that. It said, I'm going to do it 1 or 2. It said, is it good to stay in debt, or why do people stay in debt? No, it's not good to stay in debt, because you have to think about it. When you really settle down in your life and you're trying to get things together, all those things come back and hit you in the butt. You won't be able to buy a house. You won't be able to get this. You won't be able to that. And, of course, if you have a business, I would look bad on your business, because we're talking about business night right now. It said, why do people settle to stay in debt? The reason why people allow and stay in debt is because sometimes their past life or something that they got hooked up to, it gave them a bad apple or something like that. And sometimes people just don't want to clear up their debt because they feel like they're going to go through life always trying to get over on people, not knowing that it's all going to hit you in the butt when you're really trying to get your life together.
Right, absolutely.
Come on, Miss Carter. I love that what she said, because we all need a kitchen to cook in, and we all need a roof over our head. So she just pretty much propelled what I said earlier, and I'm on point with that. She's right on point with that, because when it comes down to settling down, you understand we're not getting no younger. So she was right on point with that, and I love those comments as well.
And we definitely need a kitchen to cook in, Mr. Sonny. We
come on now.
Need a kitchen to cook in.
Speak the truth.
Well, now let's speak the truth.
Yeah.
So, is it still relevant today?
I believe it's still relevant today. People are just not. I'm not saying speak it or speak it or elaborate or like I say, visualize it and display it. But it's still relevant today. But people they're like scarce or scaring away from it, is from what I see, And I think one thing we talked about a few weeks ago about people don't raise the children the same way back when we were growing up, So I say it's still relevant. A lot of people tend to scare away from it and say, "Oh no, the times are changing this and that." But yes, it's still relevant. It's the thing about how a person puts it into order and utilizes it for the good.
So why do people love lies?
People love lies because they're comfortable, and people. To go back to what the first question was, the truth is still relevant. The truth is still relevant, but people would rather love you with lies than give you direct truth that can help you live. Mm-hmm. So the thing about it, people get comfortable with lies, not knowing lies will surely kill your character. It would kill your personality when it's habitual, and then eventually, if not careful, it will kill you. The consequences of lies. Because that's why I say people get comfortable in it, because no one's giving direct truth. No one's giving direct truth. No one's saying, "Hey, don't go that way. Go this way." But they're not telling them why not to go that way. They're not giving them the truth why not going that way, because it could be a Mack truck coming down the opposite way, and that person say, "Well, we don't want to go that way," but they're not telling the reason why. So that's why I say people get comfortable in lies because people are relevant from the truth. That they're scared away from the truth.
Speaketh, Sonny, speaketh.
Yes. Hey,
How sweet it is.
Excited. You know, I get excited. You know, and I it's dear to my heart because I've been stern and direct, and you know, just because my dad was military, and I'm that way all across the board. You know, and I don't bite my tongue. If I step on someone's toes, I just tell them to get still toes because I'm not here to baby and pacify no one. You know, I don't want nobody doing me that way. If you're a true friend, you're gonna tell me the truth. Don't love me with your lies. Kill me with your truth.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I'm going to the mall today. And when I step on somebody's foot, they say, "Oh, step up!" I say, "Man, get some steel toe boots."
Get some.
You better get some steel toe boots.
Get them. That's it. Man, and Dr. James, they'll thank you later.
They'll thank me later.
They'll thank you later.
Hopefully, they won't fight me right then.
No. They'll thank you later. I've had many people. I'll give a prime example. I'm not talking about no story time. But I remember years ago, I worked at Kroger, and I was in produce, and it was a young lady I went to school with, didn't know at the time, and her son was selling the beans and just throw them on the floor, and I worked produce. I'm like, I gotta go clean that up, and he was like 19 years old. I said, hey, stop that. I know your mother raised you better than that.
Right.
And then, not knowing that his mother was there, she turned around, what did you say? And I said, well, hey, this is your son. Well, he's only 19 years old. And I said, well, tell the judge that when he robs the bank.
Right.
And less than a month, she came to my line and she said, you know what? When I came here a while back, I had just got my children back from CPS. She said, you were right what you told me. I just was standing up, for what. And I said, but you were right. Man. I did not know that. I did not know she just got her children back with CPS.
Right.
But, I looked at that like, hey, I said what I said, and I didn't say, well, I'm sorry, I know it's your son. But I stood and said what I said to her, and not knowing that I was going to come back a month or two later.
I got you, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. So we're at the end of our show, and I'd like to say a couple of little shout-outs. For one, for anybody that didn't know, my son's song, Campion Riddick, Unfunctional, is on every platform that you can think of. All you gotta do is go to it.
Come on now.
And you can you can listen to it. People, this song is more easy listening. It's a relaxing song. I've heard. They say people want to just sit back and chill. On the other topic, my daughter, she, if you go and type in her name, Garcia Parra, that's GarciaParra, and type in her song Haunt Me, you'll see her new video. She has a new video out that has nearly 3,500 views, 3,500 views. Ooh. And her video has been put into a underground top 10 of Dallas Vibes. And last week, her video was ranked number 5. Okay. And this past week, since yesterday, her video has moved up to number 4. Okay. And out of those top 10, there's like 6 new videos, and there's only 3 or 4 that made it back. And so my daughter Garcia Parra, hers made it back, and her video is ranked number 4. So if you guys want to check it out, just type in a name and Haunt Me and check it out.
Awesome.
All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for attending the show. Thank you guys for watching the show and listening. And you guys have a wonderful Saturday. God bless. We'll see you later.
Dr. James, small show. Yeah. tears, smile.